Fall is almost here, and that means back to school for many college and university students. It's been a lovely summer, and we're all looking forward to a fresh new school year. So parents, and you amazing college students who tackle these matters on your own, let's talk about insurance. Let's start with health insurance. There are a few options for college students looking to buy health insurance. You may be able to buy it from your school. If so, it'll likely be billed to you with fees and tuition. That's a great solution for many students, but if it's not the solution for you, make sure you are not paying for it. Some colleges and universities require you to opt out of the health insurance they provide, so just be sure to look carefully at any receipts you receive from the school. If you are covered as a dependent under your parents' or other guardian's health benefit plan, you may be eligible to continue this coverage until age 26. It's a good idea to contact the health insurance carrier to find out if your plan will cover services in your school's area and if there are any additional requirements to ensure coverage. If you are employed, your employer may offer health insurance. If you recently left your job, you may be eligible for continued coverage under your old employer's health benefit plan under COBRA, a federal law. For more information, contact your employer or the health insurance carrier. You may also want to buy a policy from the Maryland Health Connection or the exchange that is operated in the state where your school is located. As a college student, it's likely you qualify for significant subsidies, meaning you pay very little for your plan. The Maryland Health Connection can also help determine if you qualify for Medicaid. Contact the Maryland Health Connection at 888-642-8572 for information on an individual policy and Medicaid enrollment. Next up, let's talk about housing. Maybe you will be living in a dorm or an apartment with a few friends. Wherever it is, you'll probably have a laptop, furniture, various electronics, and maybe a bicycle or other equipment for outdoor activities. If a college student will be living off campus in a rented apartment or house, it's important to understand that the insurance policy the landlord carries for the rental property will not cover the student's personal property, such as the laptop, clothing, and other things he or she brought to school. The student will need their own insurance, called a renter's insurance policy. Renter's insurance protects the student financially if their personal property is damaged or stolen as a result of a covered loss, such as a fire or theft. It also helps protect the student financially if someone is injured by the student's property and seeks damages. However, if the student is living in on-campus or school-owned housing, their belongings may be covered under a parent's homeowner's insurance policy, depending upon the terms of the policy. It is a good idea to check with the parent's homeowner's insurer or insurance producer, agent, or broker to find out if the policy will cover the student's personal property while away at school. If not, you may want to consider purchasing a renter's insurance policy since the school's insurance for the dorm will likely not cover your personal belongings. When making decisions about insurance, there are some things you should know. First up is that whether the student has renter's insurance or relies on the parent's homeowner's policy, the policy will only provide coverage in the event of a covered loss, and the terms of coverage depends upon the language of the policy. The amount of coverage also varies from policy to policy and will depend upon the policy limits and deductibles you select at the time you purchase the policy. If you have questions about what the policy may cover, ask the insurer or insurance producer before making your decision. Also, when purchasing your policy, you will need to estimate the value of your personal possessions to decide how much insurance you need. One last note. Burglaries are, unfortunately, a common campus crime. Since insurance may not cover the full cost of any losses or damages to personal property, students may want to consider leaving valuable items at home, especially if the personal property has sentimental value. Next up, auto insurance. Having a car at school comes with responsibilities. First off, for students with a car at school, tell the insurer where the car is being parked. Generally, an insured is required to notify the insurer whenever there is a policy change, including, for example, where the insured car is garaged. Also, minimum coverage levels can vary by state, and it's important to comply with the coverage minimums in your state. Maryland requires vehicle owners to carry a minimum amount of liability coverage, which pays up to the policy limits and less any deductible for damages and injuries to someone else if you are found responsible for an accident you did not intentionally cause. Maryland also requires insurers to offer personal injury protection, Pip Coverage. It is always a good idea to check with your insurer or insurance producer to see if you have enough coverage. If you want insurance to cover damages to your car from an accident, or, for example, a deer running into it, you will need comprehensive and collision coverage. Collision coverage covers the cost of damages caused when you hit something, another vehicle collides with yours, or an object hits the car while you are driving it. Comprehensive coverage is for just about everything else, including, for example, if you hit a deer while driving. Although these types of coverages are not required under Maryland law, it is a good idea to consider purchasing each since they offer financial protection. Another factor to consider is who is the legal owner of the car. If the student's car is titled in a parent's name, the parent will likely need to insure the vehicle, not the student. But the student may be able to stay on the parent's insurance policy as a listed named driver. Contact the insurer or insurance producer to find out the details. It is a good idea to do this well before the school year starts in case you need to make changes to the vehicle registration or policy or shop for another policy. Keeping a clean driving record can also make a difference when insuring a student's automobile. Drivers with accidents and moving violations generally pay more for insurance, and young people already face high insurance rates due to inexperience. Remember, if a student is insured under a parent's auto insurance policy, the student's driving record may also affect their parents' insurance rates. If you are a student and plan to buy or lease a car, it is a good idea to choose carefully. Certain vehicles cost more to insure, and you have your whole life ahead of you to get that cute sports car. Last 2 auto insurance tips. Keep a good credit rating. Pay your bills on time and don't go crazy with the credit card, since your credit score can affect your premium rate when you buy a new policy. And students, keep those grades up. Many insurers offer a discount if you keep up a B or better average. Parents and college students, I hope this answered some questions for you today. We have many other videos on our YouTube page, some that take a deeper dive into the topics covered today, and we encourage you to visit. Any questions, you can always contact us via phone at 800-492-6116 or even snail mail at 200 St. Paul Place, Suite 2700, Baltimore, Maryland 21202. Check out our website at www.insurance.maryland.gov, and don't forget our social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.